Hi there, thank you for joining me today on my presentation for my project, Food Ventry, the food management app. So I'm going to start off with the problem at hand, and that is of food waste in the UK. Annual food waste in the UK is around 9.5 million tons, which has a value of over £19 billion a year. Around 70% of this waste comes from households in the UK, and a UK household wastes on average the equivalent of 8 meals a week. So due to the biggest contributor of food waste in the UK being households, the aim of this project is to provide possible solutions to reduce the amount of household food waste in the UK. And this will be done in the form of an app that will make it easy for its users to track, manage, and plan their household food. So looking at the competitors for this app, there seems to be a lot of apps concerned with retail food waste, which basically allows people to get food at a cheaper price just before it goes off from a restaurant or a cafe or a retailer like Tesco. But as I said earlier, household food waste is the biggest contributor to the UK's food waste, but there's very little apps concerned with this. So I have found an app called No Waste, and this app is actually my biggest competitor, as they allow the user to make an inventory list, to log expiry dates, and to scan barcodes of products. But for my app, the vision is to give the customer the ability to link their shops to the app, provide an automatic inventory list and expiry dates reminders, automatic product information and disposal information, and allow them to make grocery lists and overall just manage their products. So I used the Stanford's design thinking model for my project, and I did surveys which led to interviews, and I did thematic analysis and empathy mapping in order to get to my personas. So I have Paul the dad, and he feels bad that he wastes a lot of food, but he struggles to keep track of the food, and sometimes struggles to read the packaging to find the packaging disposal information. And then there's Emily. She's an international student and she loves shopping to experience new food. But with her busy study schedule, she often gets too lazy to cook her groceries and instead gets takeout. So her groceries end up going to waste. And because she's in a new country with the ways of doing things that she's not used to, she sometimes struggles to understand how to dispose of some of the food packaging. And then there's Keith. He's a British student. And even with all that he has learned about food management and disposing of it and its packaging, from living in the UK all his life, he still gets unsure whether he's putting the packaging in the correct bin. So from this, I was able to get insights, which is families who shop less frequently have larger amounts of items to buy, which can lead to the high risk of missing expiry dates. And an international student needs to make an effort to learn about and practice food waste management in the new country. And a student living alone has a greater responsibility to ensure food management than that of a student living with their family, like Keith. So a student living with their family allows for the responsibility of food management to be spread out amongst family members in the household. So after I did this, I did journey mapping and storyboarding, and I chose to do that on Paul and Emily because they were the users that seemingly had the most needs. I'm not going to go into detail about the storyboarding, but what it allowed me to see was that the app is usable through any shopping style. All styles require the scanning of an item, and linking a customer to the shopping is possible through all shopping styles, as online shopping requires a club card account, and in-person shopping you can scan your club card at the checkout. And this further allowed me to define my user needs, which are the need to see an inventory easy, the need to be reminded about expiry dates, and the need to manage your inventory, and the need for easy access to disposal information. So in terms of the innovative technology that this app will be using, we'll be looking at the electronic point of sale systems with leading technologies such as hybrid implementations and app integration, and then GS1 data bars, which contain a lot of data, but especially product expiry information. So in terms of the feasibility and the whole detailed IoT process, I'll talk about this in my report. But just to give you an overview of the IoT process, as you can see on the right, at some point before shopping, the customer has to link their club account to the app, and the scanner scans the club card to link the items to the customer through the EPOS system, and the scanner scans the items onto the EPOS system, and the EPOS communicates with the server, and it receives information from the database about the customer and the scanned items, and this information gets relayed onto the app using API built into the EPOS system. So in terms of the components within my minimal viable product, my MVP, we have my inventory page. This is the main page, but within that, the user can look at specifically what's in their fridge or their freezer or their pantry, and then the user can make a grocery list, add or take away club cards linked to this app, just look at the settings in their accounts in terms of expiry date reminders, and get analytics based on what how they manage their food. What do they waste, and also just more information about food inventory if they wish to go and see that. So in terms of what have I done so far regarding the artifacts, I've done my problem and solution research, and I've done, as I said, thematic analysis and user personas and user journeys and storyboarding, and I've created a blueprint of interconnected devices, and I've also done my wireframing, my low fidelity and paper prototyping, and I've tested that. And right now I'm on my mid fidelity prototype, and what's still to come is doing my network constraints and making a sitemap for this app, and then doing my high fidelity prototype and actually testing that. Okay, so just to give you a quick overview of the app, so far in its mid fidelity stage, here the user goes through the introductory screens to get an understanding of what the app is about. Then they're going to sign up and put in the details, and then they'll get taken to the page where they can connect their club card accounts from their retailers. So in this case, it'll be Tesco. Then they'll either put in their card number or scan it. Then they'll get an email to confirm that the app is attempting to link the retailer account to the app. So this has to be confirmed. And then because this is a first time user, they won't have any items in their inventory. But as soon as they do a shop, this will get uploaded. And at the bottom, you can see we have the ability to search for an item if the user wants to search for an item to get information about it, or manually add an item if they so wish, or they can even access the club cards to scan it if they go to shop in person. So you can see here we have inventory, and this past expiry section is where it'll show them items that are past expiry. But if we go into the menu, for example, just to give you an overview of the components again, and if we click on here, this is where the user can filter, if they want to see specifically the items in their fridge or their freezer or their pantry or the overall inventory. And then just to go into one of the items quickly, here it basically tells them how close the item is to expiry, and the user can say either they've consumed it or they've thrown it away, and this will give the app the ability to give the user analytics surrounding their management and waste and food waste. Here you can see the user can see packaging information about the product or disposal information. And here they can either add this item to the grocery list or add it to their freezer if they so wish. But yeah, that's basically my app so far, and thank you for watching.